This is the King Chasing Podcast, where we keep Christ at the center of athletics. Here's your host, Brandon Gilmore.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm Brandon, and this is the King Chasing Podcast. As always, thanks for joining us, and please make sure to visit our website at thencaa.org for more King Chasing content. Well, today's guest is FahKara Hawkins, the head women's basketball coach at Oakland City University. Before starting her coaching career, Hawkins starred at Purdue University, tallying 1,057 points, 513 assists, and 351 steals. The three-year captain was named to the Big Ten's all-freshman team, was a three-time Big Ten all-defensive team selection, and was chosen as a recipient of the Big Ten's Medal of Honor. She's had coaching stints at University of Evansville, Butler University, and University of Indianapolis. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you enjoy my conversation with FahKara. Well, hey, FahKara, welcome to King Chasing. How's your summer going so far?
It's off to a great start. We just bought a house, so it's been crazy.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. That's
Thank
great. Now, you were a three-year team captain at Purdue University, started all 4 years there. How special was that for you to be able to play at that high level and also excel while you were there?
you. It's definitely shaped the person I am, the coach I am, but most importantly, the person I am. Being trusted to be in a leadership position sophomore year was a lot to carry, but I always had such amazing upperclassmen and coaches that just really made sure I was prepared for the moment. So it was a very special experience for me. I cherish it very, very much.
That's awesome. Now, in 2010, you were actually awarded the Big Ten Medal of Honor, which is considered one of the most prestigious conference awards in all of college athletics. For our listeners who may not know, it's given to one student athlete from the graduating class of each university who had attained the greatest proficiency in athletics and scholastic work. What did that mean to you to be awarded with that honor?
Until I saw your question, I had even forgotten about it for a second. But when I saw your question, it really took me back to that moment where they called my name. And so just to see the looks on my coaches' faces and administrators and support staff and everyone just so overwhelmingly excited for me and proud of me, it just I wasn't the highest scorer. I wasn't the leading rebounder. I wasn't a lot of things statistically, but for them to say that I meant that much to our program was one of the biggest highlights of my career.
Yeah, I'm sure that's an incredible honor. You actually helped lead the Boilermakers to three NCAA tournaments, including a pair of appearances in the Elite Eight. What was that like playing in such a big stage?
Surreal, especially my freshman year because I had just watched it on TV the previous year. And so to be able to experience such a high level of success and be on the court with players that I idolized just a year previous was insanely amazing. And so just to see that level of competition, to see the grit and just the hard work really come to fruition more than once was awesome.
Now, currently, you serve as the head women's basketball coach at Oakland City University, and your team made it to the NCAA National Championship game this past year. How did your postseason experience as a player help you coach in that postseason environment?
Um, if you haven't been to the moment, it's hard to explain it. And so, our kids getting to that moment, I like to say that they took me on a ride. I tried to implement all the things that I learned as a student throughout the year, and it was at the right time that they got it. And so to be in the moment with them is what it was really all about. I coached my butt off in October, and I think that's what helped us get there in March. So that playing experience definitely attributed to it. But it was more them, just being able to take the things that I've taught them and believe in them.
I'm curious, did you ever look back at a specific game or moment when you were a player and tell that experience to your players to try and help them in a specific moment?
Um, I talk a lot about my freshman year, our Big Ten tournament. It was one heck of a roller coaster ride, and we had to go through the top teams in order to be champions. So my freshman year, we played Ohio State in the championship game, and I talked to my kids about the fact that I don't think I had any shot attempts. I think I had quite a few steals and a lot of assists, and I got to play the whole game. And so just explaining to them you can serve your teammates and not get any glory and still be a part of the championship. That's one story that I like to talk to my kids about, and I shared that with them.
That's awesome. Having experience at the NCAA Division One level, now coaching at OCU, who's a member in both the NCCAA and the NAIA, what advice do you have for recruits who may only have their eyes set at the NCAA D1 level?
Look around, open your eyes. That is been the biggest part of my job when it comes to recruiting is just the education. Kids don't know enough about our level, and honestly, I didn't know enough about the NCCAAs until I got here. And so, being able to educate them on the extremely high level of basketball that we play in both divisions has been really cool because the parents get to see how important the faith gets to be in their kids' experience, and that's what their parents want for them.
That's right. Now, you've had coaching roles at University of Evansville, Butler University, University of Indianapolis, and of course at Oakland City. What's the most important thing that you've learned during your coaching career?
Be ready to serve everyone around you. I have been blessed with head coaches that have shown me through their own service what it means to really lead. As a student athlete, it's so easy to assume that everyone's supposed to serve you, and to get lost in that, and to get lost in getting and receiving constantly. So all of my bosses, every single one of them, has shown me through their own leadership what it means to serve, and most importantly, how to show my kids to do it too.
I love it. When you were hired at Oakland City, you mentioned that you looked forward to using your passion to impact the young women of the OCU women's basketball program. What are some of the ways that you're doing that, and what are some ways that you try to integrate faith within your program?
The biggest thing is just how I live my life, right? So I am really big on intentional relationships, and so my kids know they can call me at midnight with the silliest story or the most serious thing that's ever happened in their life. It's really important to me that they understand that family is big. Basketball is going to go away. Your family and the people around you are what matter. So my husband is my assistant coach. We had our first child at the beginning of the season last year, and he has been with us every single day. And so our kids get to see what a healthy marriage looks like. They get to see that a woman can be in charge as well as be a servant to her husband. And so just living my life out loud has been very helpful. They know that I pray for them regularly. We talk about what they need spiritually. It's just being the authentic self, and just letting kids know that chasing the kingdom is what it's truly about.
Hmm, that's awesome. Now, these young women you're trying to impact may not have had the opportunity to play basketball without Title IX, which recently had its 50th anniversary. The same is true for you and your journey within sports. As you look back on your playing career, now being in the coaching ranks, what has Title IX meant to you?
I don't know what my life would be without it. The women, the pioneers that were willing to come before us and play half court basketball or be told that they couldn't play at all. That has been unbelievable. And so I've been able to connect some of our kids with some of those women who were a part of our program long time ago. And to hear their experience, it has been eye-opening. And I got to do it as a student athlete as well. So, I can't imagine my life without basketball. I can't imagine my life without the people that basketball has put into my life.
That's great. Well, that's all the time that we have, but thank you, FahKara, for joining us on King Chasing.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks again to FahKara for sharing some of her experiences as a student athlete at Purdue University, her desire to impact the young women she coaches, and what Title IX has meant to her. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the King Chasing podcast on whatever app you use to listen. We would also appreciate it if you encouraged others to listen and subscribe. Once again, we're thankful to you for tuning in and supporting us. Join us next time on King Chasing. Take care, everyone.